Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth.
The fear and dread of you will fall upon all the beasts of the earth and all the birds of the air, upon every creature that moves along the ground, and upon all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hands.
Everything that lives and moves will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. And for your lifeblood, I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal, and from each man too. I will demand an accounting for the life of his fellow man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God has God made man. As for you, be fruitful and increase in number, multiply the earth, and increase upon it. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and I will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth, and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth.
Noah and his family set to work, working the earth, building houses, tending to the beasts, beginning their lives. Feels good to build something that will be finished in a day or two for a change, eh, brothers? Feels good to build something that doesn't require climbing 40-foot tall scaffolding. If you think about it though, we're building this tent for the same reason we built the ark, to stay dry. And Noah planted his vineyard. Drinking the wine, he became drunk. Good. Sweet. Father? Mother wonders if you would... Oh, Father! I was hoping those birds would stay around here. They looked like they had good meat, but they left with all the other animals. Ham, what's wrong? Ask Father what's wrong. The vineyard that he planted has yielded its crop, apparently, and our father is drunk on it. Now he lies in his tent, naked as the day he was born. See for yourself. I can't help thinking, brother, how after Adam and Eve sinned, the first realization they had was that they were naked. Many sinners are gone, brother, but not sin itself. We still live. But Father, he was the one righteous man of his generation, the chosen one to preserve humanity from the wickedness that grieved God. Do not look at him, Japheth. We don't need to see his shame. Whoa, what happened? Why is Shem's cloak on me?
Noah, you got drunk. You passed out here naked. Your sons could see you, Ham did see you, and left you in disgust. But your other two sons took the time to cover you.
Ham? Ham! A curse on Canaan for leaving me exposed! May God bless Shem and Japheth for coming to my aid. May Ham be the lowest of the low. May God exalt the other two. Canaan, the curse shifts to the descendants of Ham.
Noah, Ham did not put the wineskin in your hand. Ham did not make you drink until you didn't know what you were doing. Ham did not disrobe you.
After all we went through, already my own son and I have made wrong choices. And Noah's family grew. His sons had sons of their own. Father, it's a boy. We're going to name him Aram. My wife is fine. The women are tending to her. But I wanted you to see your grandson.
Aram! Well, I'll be.
A wicked generation is gone, but the wickedness, our wickedness, is not. We have a covenant with God that He will not again cleanse the earth with a flood. I wonder, what covenant will God make with the future generations to cleanse their sins? And from those families, the clans of the nations of the world spread over the earth after the flood. After the flood, Noah lived another 350 years. In the pre-flood environment, long lifespans were normal for at least two possible reasons. First, humans were close to genetic perfection. Secondly, the pre-flood environment was likely akin to a greenhouse with a water canopy encircling the earth, filtering out harmful ultraviolet rays and providing an ideal environment for plants and animals. Post-flood Earth was quite different than pre-flood. The topography had changed, but the land still provided for farming. The sons of Noah obeyed God's command to populate the earth and had sons and daughters.
Then God said, I am giving you a sign of my covenant with you and with all living creatures for all generations to come. I have placed my rainbow in the clouds. It is the sign of my covenant with you and with all the earth. Now, I want you to underline the word rainbow. Rainbow is translated from the Hebrew word kisheth, and it's normally used as a weapon. A bow, as in a bow and arrow. That's why the King James Version, the New American Standard, translate this as bow rather than rainbow, because technically he promised to put his bow, not rainbow, in the sky. We just come a little bit further and go, oh, that's what God means. And it's true. But if you want to get technical, it's the word bow, which is a weapon, as in a bow and arrow. Now, here's what's interesting. In ancient times, whenever a warrior carried a bow up, it was a sign of war, because the warrior wanted to be able to string an arrow very quickly, and he wanted to be able to bring it into position very quickly, because you're in a time of war. There's hostility. Now, does everyone know what I mean by whenever a warrior carried the bow up? A bow goes like this. That's why we call it something, if you take a piece of wood and you bow it, you're going to bow it. It means you're going to curve it. So when we say a bow is up, what we mean is it's curving up. So whenever a warrior carried his bow up, it curved up, not towards the ground, but up towards the sky. It was a symbol of hostility in war. And the reason it was is because whenever you were in wartime, the warriors would carry their bows up. So when they saw it, they didn't have to flip it around. They literally could just bring it up, take the arrow, string it very quickly, and they were in a position to fire. On the other hand, when a warrior carried a bow down, it was a sign of peace. He could relax. It's comfortable. It's more natural to allow the curve of the bow to go down. So in Noah's day, the shape of the rainbow was very important. When they saw the ends of the rainbow touching the earth, in their mind, it signified the end of hostility. God wasn't judging the world anymore. He wasn't bringing his judgment and killing everyone. It was the beginning of peace. Why? Because the bow was down. It's not in a position of hostility. So it was a sign of peace between God and man. Now, we know that the rainbow is a natural phenomenon, right? You know, we read this, and here's what's kind of interesting. We read this along and we go, ooh, that's so neat. God put this rainbow in the sky. And then we grow up a little bit. We take a science class and we find out, well, that's a natural phenomenon. A rainbow is the result of the refractive dispersion of sunlight in drops of rain or mist. You could have taken that test and passed that, right? You knew what a rainbow was. You knew it was a refractive dispersion of sunlight. If you didn't know that, you knew it was something like that. But you need to remember that before the flood, it had never rained. There had never been rain clouds over the land. There was never any rainbows. Therefore, from its inception, from the very first time it appeared, the rainbow was a symbol of God's covenant. But my point is this. Even though it's a natural phenomenon, it's the result of a supernatural event. Because there were never any rainbows ever before this time, because the earth was covered, its atmosphere, with a water canopy. This vapor of water was around it, and there was no rain on the land. The book of Genesis tells us that it didn't rain. In fact, that's why they laughed at Noah. He said God's going to send a flood, and how in the world? The way it's watered is this dew comes up from the ground and we have all of this. What are you talking about? We've got this Garden of Eden everywhere. And then all of a sudden this water canopy breaks up, and that's the rain, and that's how it's able to cover the entire earth. But all of a sudden, because of that, we have this climate change. And now with the evaporation over the sea, we're going to have winds. It's going to take the rain clouds over, and it's going to rain. And so the very first time he comes out, and what does Noah see? He sees this rainbow. Well, yes, it's a natural phenomenon. We know that. But we also need to understand it's the result of a supernatural event. Because without the flood ever occurring, without this supernatural event, there would never be a rainbow. So the rainbow is the perfect sign of the Noahic covenant, which takes us to verses 14 through 17. Let's read those three verses. 14, 15, 16. Those four verses. When I send clouds over the earth, the rainbow will appear in the clouds. And I will remember my covenant with you and with all living creatures. Never again will the flood waters destroy all life. When I see the rainbow in the clouds, I will remember the eternal covenant between God and every living creature on earth. Then God said to Noah, yes, this rainbow is the sign of the covenant I am confirming with all the creatures on earth. And that concludes the story of the flood.